Right. Hello guys, the Singapore Grand Prix is just around the corner, and this is where it gets exciting now, because this is officially the latter part of the season. The Asian season resumes following its Malaysia, China and Bahrain stint in the first 4 rounds of the championship. Australia, of course, technically not part of Asia. So this is the resume of the Asian season now. We've got Singapore coming up this weekend, we've got Korea straight after that, we've got Japan after Korea, then we've got India, then we've got Abu Dhabi for the next 5 races. They're all going to be really exciting. The last 2 races, of course, to round off the last 7, we have United States and Brazil, so go to the Americas after that, North and South. So, not much to talk about for Singapore, because it's been on the calendar for such a short period of time. It was first on the calendar in 2008, and then it's still on the calendar now. It's been on the calendar before as well. It's been raced in total. It's been raced 13 times. 13 times, and that was once. It was before that. It was raced in 1966 to 1973, but they were not part of the Formula 1 World Championship those years. And those races were won by Lee Hanseng, Rodney Seo, Gary Cooper, Graham Lawrence 3 times, Max Stewart and Vern Schuppen. Those races were won by. It was on a completely different track to what there is now. The current track is called the Marina Bay Street Circuit, and I had something here. I had this little booklet, the racetrack in. Let's see if I can find one. Half the time I can't find them. And if anything I get prepared, I can't find them. Damn thing. So, you know, it's going to be unusual for me if you can't find them. So, yeah, I can't find it at the moment. I did have it a minute ago, but yes, sorry about that. But the Singapore Grand Prix, the Marina Bay Street Circuit, I can't find the map. I had the map a minute ago, but yes. But yes, there are, all in total, there is about 22 corners, between 22 and 23. The most notorious, turn 10, the Singapore Sling, and I'll get onto that in a short while. First race, 2008, was won by Fernando Alonso in very controversial circumstances, when Nelson Piquet Jr. was ordered to crash at the race and he was ordered to crash in the most dangerous part of the circuit, because it would help then to bring the safety car out. That would then allow Alonso to go on and win the race, and it did. And after that, Piquet kept his drive. 2009, Lewis Hamilton won, his second and last race win of the season. 2010, Fernando Alonso won his second race in Singapore, and then Vettel. Yes, I know. Vettel. Yawn, boring. Put him in a Marussia, we'll see how he gets on in Singapore. Then won the last 2 races. If he wins again this weekend, I think only the German fans and the fans of Sebastian Vettel himself would be pleased. All the other fans, I expect them to be bored again, as was the case in Monza. 61 laps, the Singapore Grand Prix, which I think is a bit too much to be raced here in Singapore, because more than one safety car could really ruin it and bring, you know, the time limit to finish. So yeah, and he's smoking. He was smoking last time, wasn't he, when I did my last video? Yeah, you know, he still hasn't had that shave, so. Needs a shave, doesn't he? But yeah, I don't know, I'm laughing at I'm laughing at a piece of cardboard. Exactly. I know what everyone's thinking, but yeah. Announcements before this race, of course. We've got is it Kimi Raikkonen? Was this before Singapore? It was been announced before Singapore. Kimi Raikkonen going to Ferrari as well. That's going to be a very interesting partnership. Raikkonen and Alonso, two former world champions in the same car. What happened last time? Fernando Alonso couldn't handle a teammate. Was it 2007? Yeah. So looks like 2014 Fernando Alonso is not going to get what he wants. So how many of us expect Fernando Alonso to be going on the radio crying his eyes out at every Grand Prix of the season? I mean, I would have liked to have seen Fernando Alonso go to Red Bull. Could you imagine Alonso and Vettel in the same car? And I think, considering Alonso, if he went to Red Bull, then, you know, he'd jump at the chance he was off the contract. I know Vettel's there, and he'd be a bit concerned about that, and this, that, and the other. But he would, because he's got a better. In my opinion, he has got a better chance of winning the world title in a Red Bull, because everybody knows Red Bull is the fastest car. I mean, if you put Vettel in a Marussia, will he win? We all know the answer to that one. I'll be no, we wouldn't. I think, personally, in my opinion, Vettel should stay where he is. Stay in a Red Bull. The only thing that should change to stop Red Bull from winning is Adrian Newey. If they told him to leave, and then they put him at the back of the grid in like a Marussia or a Caterham, and if he got them to the front of the grid, then we all know. Because he is one of the most legendary designers in Formula 1. He's won titles with Williams, with McLaren, and with Red Bull. He turned Williams into a championship winning side in 96 and 97. He turned McLaren into a championship winning side in 98 and 99. And now he's turned Red Bull into a championship winning team in 2010, 2011, 2012, and, in my opinion, 2013. Because, in my opinion, this might make all the Vettel fans happy. I think he's got in the bag. No one's going to stop him now, because it's his races now. This is where he's won every time. He's won. Look what happened last year. He won in Singapore. He won in Japan. He won in Korea. He won in India. He even got took out at turn 1 in the final race of the season. Well, once turn 1 was it was the quarter. It was turn 4. He got took out, and he still won the title by finishing the position he's supposed to finish. So yeah, Vettel is, and some people might know. Some people might know. I do have this hatred of Vettel. I think he's boring Formula 1. He's boring the world, but there is no denying he is one of the best drivers in Formula 1, and he will break Michael Schumacher's records. And to be fairly quite honest, I reckon he will beat Michael Schumacher's 7 world titles. Whether it's with Red Bull, because he has said in the past he would love to join Ferrari, but can they give him a championship winning car for the future? We don't know. But yeah, for next year, I am really looking forward to seeing how both Alonso and Raikkonen compare. So the Singapore Grand Prix as well. Back to that is coming up. No BBC coverage, I think. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it's no BBC coverage. Just on. It's all broadcast on Sky F1. Practice, usual time for European viewers, just like European races. About 9 o'clock on Friday, practice 1, and about 1 o'clock, practice 2 on Friday. 10 o'clock, practice 3. 1 o'clock, the session starts for qualifying, and then 1 o'clock UK time, it's going to be the Singapore Grand Prix. It's 1 o'clock UK time, and it will be 8 o'clock Singapore time. So yes, Singapore, 8 o'clock at night. I said it once, I'll say it again, a night race. And I remember in 2007 when Bernie Ecclestone was talking to Martin Brundle on the grid, and he was talking about the confirmation of the Singapore Grand Prix. And the funniest joke I heard come out of Bernie Ecclestone's mouth was, "Oh yeah, we'll be having an interview on the grid here next year." And he goes, "Yeah, but how's that going to work out?" I've been, "Oh, we're all going to have miners' helmets on with little lights." Like, yeah, just stick them on the Formula 1 cars. You don't need all that electric then. Just real life actual headlights. Now, more jokes as well from Bernie Ecclestone. Now, one of my mates, I was talking to him about this on the day, and he said, "Did you see Bernie Ecclestone's interview during qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix 2 weeks ago?" And I said, yes, it was hilarious, because they were talking about next year's calendar, and there is provisionally 21 races, but that apparently is not a real calendar being released. The FIA didn't release it, the FOM didn't release it, nobody released it. And then they were talking about the 21 races, and then Ecclestone turns around and goes, "All teams are contracted for 20 races per season." Then Martin Brundle goes something like, "But there's a 21 race calendar next year." And Bernie Ecclestone went, "Yes, there could well be a 21 race calendar." And then Martin Brundle goes, "But that don't make sense. If they're contracted for 20 races, why is there 21? And then Bernie Ecclestone just gave them the longest pause ever. It's like 30 seconds long. It's like, so, again, that does confuse me. I'll be getting more on that near the end of the season when I have a 2013 roundup. But yeah, that's about it. I've spoken about the Singapore Grand Prix, the controversy that surrounds the Singapore Grand Prix, the Raikkonen partnership with Alonso. So, and also, one more thing to add, the Singapore Sling. Now, it used to be a triple apexed chicane. So you go into it, take one chicane, take another chicane, take another chicane, with massive sausage curves, dives the car across, then it goes on, like Raikkonen in 2008 when he went over them and hit the wall. Has been redesigned for this season, where it's now just one sweeping corner, so it's going to make the lap times 1 second quicker. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that gets on this weekend. So, can he do it again? Can he do it? Can he make it a hat-trick of race wins and put himself in pole position for the title? My favourite to win this race is Sebastian Vettel. It's one of his tracks. He's won here for the last 2 years in a row. Outsider to win the race, judging on previous results, Hamilton or Rosberg. Mercedes have never been good here. So, McLaren's odds on a podium I'd say 100 to 1. I mean, I'm wearing this rocket red shirt, as you can see. First time I've seen that. And they only wear this when they win a race. Now, we haven't won a race yet. I haven't worn this, so I don't think I will after a race. So, yep. So, that's my odds for a McLaren podium, 100 to 1. You can judge for yourself. You can comment what odds you think. You can also comment on who you think is going to win the race as well. Also, the odds on McLaren getting a podium, because it's getting to that time now when McLaren must get a podium, otherwise it's going to be the first time. I'm not too sure when the last time was when they didn't get a podium. I think it was 1995. No, 1995 they did get a podium towards the end of the season, so yeah. So that's the odds on the McLaren podium, and who your outsider is going to be to win the Singapore Grand Prix. So that is my that's my preview for the Singapore Grand Prix. If you did like the video, click that like button and subscribe to the channel. I will be giving you a lot more, and it will not be just preview videos. There will be more coming up shortly. Thank you, and good night.